guys, what's up? If you're here, leave a comment, leave a message in the box below. I'm gonna be discussing the new cards, some of the good cards, some of the bad cards. Let me know the deck ideas you guys have that come up with. We could go over them together. So let's get into the first cards. Who stares? Obliterate all landmarks and deal 2 to R units. At 8 drop 8/8. Scar Grounds. When I first saw this card, my first thought was, oh my gosh, is Vladimir finally getting support again? Is Vlad not gonna be the worst champion in the set? And the thing about Vlad is that he's not even that bad. He has solid stats for regeneration. It's just that his followers in the region that he's in, he doesn't really have enough support for him. This card gives him almost everything that he was previously looking for in Demacia. The only really reason he ran Demacia was for tough, so you wouldn't intentionally kill your units while minusing your board. Plus, it gives you +1, so all the Fairy Lord self-harm units will go to skyrocket with this card, gaining ginormous attack, getting 3, probably 4 extra attack per damage. Monastery of Hirona. Create a sentry in hand. I mean, it has a good mana cost. I think it's white as a sentry, which I can see. Alright, so it's a burst spell that recalls an ally and you can't use it in combat or respond to spells. So you can use it for discard founder, I guess. It would help level up Yasuo decks tremendously more faster and Feyblade Twirler, but this card is worse than Recall, and you can't even use it as a combat trick. If we could have used it as a combat trick, this card would be amazing. Maybe House Spiders or the 1/2 unit for my unit that when it summons has that copy of itself. Those are the only 2 real cards I could think of. I'm almost certain Riven would have something to do with being recalled or stunned, therefore activating her what's the word, level up condition, and she would I think she'll be creating some spells in hand that does some interesting things, like probably increase her attack or stun or give a unit barrier. Like, that would be amazing. Yeah, I could definitely see Riven doing something similar to that. Homecoming. Oh, oops. What are you doing, buddy? We haven't went up. We haven't went over Homecoming yet. A fast spell. Recall a unit or landmark to recall a enemy unit or landmark. I guess you can save your landmark with this card. That's what comes to my mind. Maybe I can save my landmarks. It seems like a way was Will of Ionia. Wiggly Burble Fish. It's cute. It's extremely cute. Um, this is Bilgewater Plaza Golem, and it allows us to do a lot of interesting things. Like I think in the Mind Metal deck, the Phase Mind Metal deck, that plays a lot of spells. I can see this card having a tremendous amount of success in that deck. Probably even be run as a 3 of. Like create a 1 cast spell from your regions in hand. What 1 cast spell would you have? 1 in shot. Oh, that's not even 1 class. What would you mix it with though? Ionia. Is it Ionia? Boom ship. Boom ship. I don't see any like anything that screams out I need boom ship in my deck. Sorry, I just don't see anything that says I need to put boom shit in my deck. And I almost want to call it boom shit, boom shit. And it promotes a lot of meme cards. Yeah. If it was fast spell, it would allow for a lot of different interactions and making sure your kegs always go off because you could chain it to your opponent respond to your kegs, therefore blowing up your kegs, giving you 1 additional keg for before. If you decide you want to do an Angelan Spirit kind of keg build, it would be pretty handy, pretty nifty, pretty cool. I could see that working. And with Sanctuary, the Ionia field card, you can use it with Misread, therefore buffing Misread. Probably could use it with Concussive Palm. As long as you have mana, you have infinite Concussive Palm. If you have infinite mana, so that way you be able to reuse your Concussive Palm to stun your opponent. That's not pretty bad. And a Yasuo deck, you get a recall and a stun and a unit for 4 mana. Or 5. Concussive Palm is 4 mana. I can see Boom Ship being run with Funsmith, therefore allowing you to do extra damage and therefore creating even more powder kegs. The best card like that makes a lot of sense to me is Scarground. Like I see have so much potential with that card, and Bram, maybe a Bram Trundle deck. A Vladimir Trundle deck, a Vladimir Brad deck. So Captain America, ARRIKA, Captain ARRIKA, America, make Captain ARRIKA great again. Alright. Claim. So the Grand Plaza. So Demacia has a new landmark. It's in a similar playstyle that I was predicting a few days ago. I was saying that it would have something to do with Demacia units and probably making the unit cost less, so therefore you could use Bannerman. But instead, I never thought that they would actually put a Bannerman effect on a landmark. A Bannerman, a +1/+1 with Challenger, with Garen. And basically, I feel like this card could make elites become easily a powerhouse 1.5. A lot of streamers are saying that maybe you could use Undying, so every time Undying is summoned, Odaya returns, it gains +1 with Challenger, therefore removing their board, the strongest unit, forcing yourself to trade in killing it again. And it has rally. You know, rally's amazing with Undying. Garen might actually be a decent champion again too. Like being able to have Challenger +6/+6 with Challenger and regeneration. Oh my gosh. Like I felt like Garen been needing a buff for a long time, and instead of directly buffing him, this indirect buff through landmark would help, you know, put him in a place where he needs to be in a better spot. Captain ARRIKA. At first glance, I didn't even notice that she was an elite. So that's definitely a incentive to run her in an elite deck even more. I feel that she will become, because the master doesn't have a lot of removal besides single combat and concerted strike. I feel like she will become their source of being like a vengeance for the body, because it will remove your opponent unit off the field, as well as their landmark. Oh my gosh, it can remove their landmark. This card will be a 2 or 3 of, not 3, but easily a 2 of. And your opponent will have to use at least 2 resources to at least 2 resources minimum to attempt to move her off the field to get their field, because she has spell shield. Like, I love these 2 keywords together, capture and spell shield. Evershade Stalker. Nightfall, create a copy of me in hand. It has fearsome, ephemeral, and it cannot be blocked. This card's gonna be nuts. Like with solo, what's it called? Solo Illusionist, which reduces the cost of all units by 2. This could easily become a 0-drop, which summons another 0-drop, which is basically allows you to swarm the board with it. And there's no way for your opponent to stop it, because it's not a last bet effect. So this card always replaces itself no matter what, if it swings or not. This card could easily become an enabler, allowing you to sacrifice it for Ravenous Butcher or the Crocodile, therefore triggering Nightfall. Like, yeah, this card may be into something. I'm happy that, you know, Ephemeral actually have some decent support. They was lacking support for an extremely long time. Pesky Spectre. 0 mana, 1/1 ephemeral. Create 2 copies of me in your enemy deck. This card has a lot of combo potential. Similar to being sack units. It messes with your opponent draws. You know, your opponent is not gonna be happy to draw a 1/1 ephemeral under no circumstance. So you're basically trading one of your bad draws for them to have for the potential of them having 2 bad draws. And your deck would definitely have more synergy with it, being that you build that around it. Moonlight Affliction. This card is amazing. I'm not too sure it would be a 2 of, but move over, hush. Someone new is in town. A new rival is in town. A new rival appears. A challenger approaches. So you're paying 1 more mana for the ability to silence 2 of your opponent creatures or units, as well as having them not be able to block. So offensively, it's an extremely good card. And you could use it defensively up to silence their bigger units or buff units, bring it down to the correct stats, a more manageable stats. And Solari Forger, J-Big gave me lifesteal this round. It's a solid card. Like, I could definitely see this card being used in a Solari deck, especially against aggro matchup. I don't really see Solari having much issue with aggro matchup, so I see this card being more splash. Maybe in a Targon Fairy Lord to help against the aggro matchup. Or Targon, yeah, for Fairy Lord. Targon Peak. This reduces the cost of a random card in each player hand to 0 this round. So this card is snowbally. It's so snowbally. You have the option of controlling which card, or limiting on the option of which card will go to 0 mana. So by having extremely low mana cards and high mana cards, you're able to play your low mana cards as quickly as possible. This card, imagine playing a turn 6 Ledros. That's amazing. Turn 7, turn 6 Ledros, turn 7. What's the card that inflicts direct damage? Atrocity. Like, that's crazy. Like, at any point afterwards, if you ever pick Ledger and have Atrocity in hand, you could easily win the game that turn, that same turn. Yeah, this card will see some play. This meta, everything so far in this meta seems promising. Is that everything? Yeah, that's everything. So yeah, everything in this meta seems super promising. Like, I'm so happy to have so much different cards. Like, I'm happy that the meta is gonna get shaken up a little bit. That we're able to see different things. Hopefully all the top decks right now wouldn't continue to be the top decks. Like what happened last expansion of Subset, where we had all these different decks in that was supposed to be Tier 1 or supposed to be a second coming, and in less than a week, Swine, Bilge Waterville back, Ezreal, Noxus, all of them guys.